Ms. Cohen, why don't you tell us how you met Mr. McFate, how he came into your life?
The bishop of my church suggested him as a possible caretaker for me. And we met and talked, and I found he had done this before, and I felt he would be a good fit.
Did you meet Ms. McFate quickly into your time?
Yes, we went out to dinner a number of times.
So you didn't have a professional relationship with her, but you knew her because you'd been out several times with her.
Right, and the thought was that she would be moving in with Mr. McFate and therefore would be a secondary caregiver for me if I needed it.
All right, Ms. McFate, tell me about your need for a car. At some point in the end of 2023, you needed a car or you didn't feel you did?
I did originally have a 2014 Honda Civic that was, I was behind in payments on that. So for a secondary vehicle, if my Honda Civic were to get repoed, I had another vehicle to drive around.
Why not just put the payments towards the first car so it didn't get repossessed?
That's originally what I had wanted.
But why didn't you do that?
I had gave Mr. McFate that idea to just, instead of getting another vehicle, to just put that money towards the loan of my Honda Civic, and he said that he would talk to Mrs. Cohen, and she decided that that was not a good choice and to just get that second car.
Okay, Mr. McFate, your turn. Come on up. Tell me about your initial conversations with Ms. Cohen about the possibility of getting a new car.
I had talked to her about the issue with the Honda Civic.
Okay, it was you were behind on the loan.
Correct.
By about how much?
From my knowledge, I believe $7,000.
$7,000? Okay. All right. So you were behind and you were afraid it might get repossessed at any point.
Correct.
Okay. And how did that discussion go?
I was talking to Ms. Cohen about either borrowing money from her or looking into getting a different car so that we can give the Honda back to the bank.
Okay. Ms. Cohen, did Mr. McFate come to you and ask for a loan? Or did the idea of a loan kind of come up amidst conversation between you two?
It kind of came up amidst conversation.
Tell me what you remember about that.
Well, one thing I remember when he was talking about the problems they were having, the interest rate was usury on the Honda. It was like 19%, somewhere higher than that. And I said, you can't afford this car.
Yeah.
I mean, just period, you can't afford the car. You're not going to be able to make monthly payments on it by yourselves.
So better to give it back and
get something you can.
Get something you can afford.
Because I'll get the loan. I will get a much lower rate than you will.
Okay. How long had you known him at this point?
I'd say about a month.
A month. So that's pretty quickly to offer to loan him a significant amount of money.
Well, he was helping me out already, and he was working out. I guess it's just my nature. I tend to want to help people.
You're that kind of person. Okay. Let's get right down to brass tacks, because you told us, Ms. Cohen, that you drew up an agreement and signed it.
I didn't draw up the agreement.
Ah, who drew up the agreement?
Daniel drew it.
Okay, so Mr. McFate, you put together an agreement, a written agreement.
I told him what I wanted in it.
Okay. And who did you have sign it?
I had Ms. Cohen sign it, and then I also had Ms. McFate sign it, and then I signed it as a witness.
Ms. McFate, did you sign this document?
I did.
All right, if you're listed as the borrower, why is this not your debt?
I don't really have an answer for that.
Let me ask another question. What state is your divorce pending in?
California.
And when was this loan extended? Was it before your date of separation?
No, after.
Ah, so you had already reached what California identifies as your date of separation at that point?
Correct.
And you agree with that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking that this was 6 of one, half dozen of the other, because if you were still married and not yet legally separated under California law, this was going to be a joint community debt anyway. But it sounds as if that is not the case. So we may have to delve into your relationship a little bit more than I thought.